Hari Om.
Namaste, Hariom, Hariom Emma, Hariom Akshay. So nice to be together. Hmm. Let us begin with just 1 minute of tuning in. We bring our awareness to our breath as always and tune in. Remember God, remember Hanumanji to be present amongst us and guide us through this just for a minute. Namaste once again to everybody. Jayashree has joined in. Um, Whoever, I know, Emma, you cannot get the video on because you have a bandwidth issue. Akshay cannot put the video on because he has some work related. He's at his work right now, early in the morning. Jayashree, I am not able to recognize you, but if you can put your video on, it would be great. Otherwise, it is only me on the screen. And these satsangs are meant to be a dialogue between us. So otherwise, it will be another monologue between all of us. But if you're uncomfortable, you cannot put the video on, that is also perfectly okay. Only thing is that at the same time, if you keep doing something else, then your listening is compromised. When your listening is compromised, what is being said will not reach your mind. Just to give you an example, I had shared it in the group that Bapu, during his lectures, during his satsang, one day, just a few days ago, he said from the stage that people come to see me, hundreds come to see him, even thousands, no, hundreds. In the evening, people gather around Bapu where he stays. And they are served water bottles and some snacks too as prasad. And Bapu said that I'm so happy everybody comes. And then he said that when everybody leaves, they dump all those empty water bottles and all the prasad plates. They are all dumped out all over the place. That is strewn all over the place. And Bapu said, and the people who are spreading so much of dirt, how will I purify their hearts? How will I establish purity in their hearts? Is my concern, is my worry. He said that. Just after 40-45 minutes, uh, the satsang was over. Everybody went back home, and I was standing there in the VIP enclosure. All the top people were sitting there, and they all left all their bottles, just thrown their bottles. Some were eating something, no care, nothing. And my heart was so broken. I was just thinking that if people cannot listen to and get it in their heads, such a commonsensical word. It's something a little child, Emma Sierra will know it, Sarah, Sarah will not throw anything. She will just take and put it in a bin or put it in a corner or ask mom, where do I keep it? I'm talking of Sarah, your little daughter, 10-year-old. I don't know how many years old she is, somewhat like that. And
Yeah, she's 9. Yeah,
she's
and it
9. I'm almost there. 9
yeah,
year old. She
yeah,
will
so
not do it.
it's shocking. It's really shocking. When you said this story, I felt my heart too just
Yes.
breaking. It's horrible.
Yes, and it stays with me. No, I look at it from the other perspective. I say, how important is listening? How important, with what level of attention we have to listen, then grab that listening and reflect, make it our own, convey it into our own system of living, and start living that way. That transformation from listening to a transformed way of living, how much of attention and inner work is needed. It is not possible to do it casually. That's why every day we are coming together, every week we come together for this satsang. Even if there is one person, I sit up here. When there is nobody, then I do not do this. But when there is even one person, I will do that. I'm available, not because I'm doing a great job, not at all. It's just about, it is my own self-study. I revise my own understanding, and plus I share it, and we remind each other that we have to be on track, and these points have to be very carefully noted. So that is to begin with, and it is such a tough journey. How is it a tough journey? It shows up in how many people show up. People don't want to listen to what they have to do or how they have to live. They don't want to do that. It is a very hard job to do. Nij man mukur sudhar. Shri Guru Charan Saroj Raj. Nij man mukur sudhar. By the lotus, by the dust of the lotus feet of my Guru, I cleanse the mirror of my mind. This job is so difficult that people don't want to hear about how difficult it is. So we are here, though, all of us, and we continue on our journey. And we have, on this journey, we have understood that we will pick up a wisdom, dust of wisdom, Guru's treasure from texts like Yoga Sutras and the Bhagavad Gita. These two important texts we'll keep in front of us, and primarily the Yoga Sutra right now. And we will use our learning to cleanse the mirror of our mind. So we have also been introduced. We know that we are using the Sri Chakra as our tool or as our model for, or as our mirror or as our makeup kit to make our mind more beautiful and cleansed and well uh, stationed. So in that, we have understood that the 24 petals are very important. They are behavioral, attitudinal aspects of our mind. And out of those 24 petals, we have covered already Tap, Swadhyay, Ishwar Pranidhan, which is known as Kriya Yoga, and Ahimsa, Satya, Asteya, Brahmacharya. These we have covered. Ahimsa, non-violence; Satya, truth; uh, Asteya, non-stealing; Brahmacharya, Brahmacharya is living in the Brahman. These we have covered. Ahimsa, Satya, Asteya, Brahmacharya, and Aparigraha. Aparigraha means non-hoarding. These five belong to a group known as Yama, which is the first rung of the ladder of um, Ashtanga Raj Yoga, propounded by Maharshi Patanjali, whose path we are following. And please remember like this, as if the Yama and Niyama are the two poles of the ladder, and all of the rest are the rungs of the ladder. You can imagine that, Emma, when you talk to your students also, just this visual that as if the yama and niyama, you can never leave them. Yam, niyama, you hold on like this. And then there are these rungs of the ladder, asan, pranayam, pratyahar, dharana, dhyan, samadhi, and the sub ladders, whatever. They're all the rungs you climb on that. One is more subtle than the other. So therefore, ahimsa is easy, and more difficult than ahimsa is satya. More difficult than satya, that is truth, is non-stealing. More difficult than non-stealing is staying in the Brahman. And even more difficult than staying in the Brahman is aparigraha. Aparigraha means non-hoarding, non-holding. We'll talk about that today. So you'll say, how is it? Why is it called so more difficult? It is more difficult because it is subtler. It is more subtle. Ahimsa is gross. You can see whom you are hurting, not hurting. But subtler than that is truth. It becomes more subtle. And even subtle than that becomes non-stealing. Even subtle than that becomes staying in the Brahman. And even subtle than that is non-holding. So the word is aparigraha. Please pardon me, I could not again today translate the Hindi notes into English, but maybe Hitesh, who is IT hero, he can probably help with the Hindi notes that are posted in the Hindi group. Are you there, Hitesh Babu, in Hindi group? I do not know whether you are there.
Yes, I'm there.
You're there. So maybe try and get it out of ChatGPT or Claude or something. Make a note for the English group out of that. It will read it as a PDF and turn it, and then you can keep that as a note. Otherwise, things are very simple. You can even make a note with your hands, or maybe today Emma could make notes and she could even post it. However, Emma, if you have a pen and paper available, then, or even Hitesh Babu can do that.
Today is the first day I don't have my
No problem. Then,
my phone with.
Hitesh, do you have a pen and paper just to scribble like that? Otherwise, no problem. We will. At least this video is going to be on YouTube. You can later on listen to it and make your notes. No problem at all. We need to understand what I'm trying to say. So the word is the petal. It is one of the petals. Is aparigraha. Aparigraha. Graha means to hold. Hold. Parigraha means to hold like this, all around. Pari means the circumference. Something that you're holding it completely, like that. Parigraha. Aparigraha, not to hold it like this. So that is the meaning of word aparigraha. Not to hold, not to hoard. Swami Veda, our guru, says not to indulge, but that's a subtler, very subtle translation of aparigraha. We'll see that. So not to hold, but why not to hold? So first of all, what is parigraha then? Because aparigraha means non-parigraha. So what is the meaning of parigraha? The meaning or definition of parigraha will be to gather and hold, wealth, means, objects of indulgence and desires. Objects will include people, relationships, thoughts, ideas. They're all objects. All of this for indulgence, objects of desires, to hold them, to hoard them, out of a selfish interest, out of an interest of attachment. This is mine. See, so therefore, parigraha technically does not include hoarding for a larger benefit. So Emma, you're doing classes. So you might ask all your friends and all your clients, please bring me pencils and notebooks, because you want to hoard a lot of notebooks and pencils and pens so that you will give it away to some school, or you will use it for people who come in the class. They need some paper and things to write for that. You're not hoarding it for yourself, that you'll go and sell it and get some money out of it, out of which you'll buy something for yourself. So that is not parigraha. Parigraha is defined by ego-driven, I, me, mine driven, selfish, desire driven, hoarding, gathering, collecting, getting, receiving of objects, wealth, money, people, gifts, everything with that, this thing. This is parigraha. Aparigraha is not this. But that our commentators, Sage Vyas, who is commenting on this sutra, he defines aparigraha a bit more deeply, and then you will see how subtle it is. So that means if I don't hoard, if I don't have many shirts, or I don't keep stuff, keep on gathering stuff around me, that means I have established aparigraha. I have established non-hoarding. No. Vyas says that to first understand and see for yourself what? To understand and see for yourself, realize for yourself the stains and the faults, the stains and the faults and the violence inbuilt, embedded in the act of gathering. Seeing this, therefore, being unattached, unadhesive to gathering. This is aparigraha. That means if something is there with me, I hold it like this in my mind, not in my hand. If I have a mobile phone, I must hold it perfectly fine. It will be very unpractical to hold the mobile phone like this, then it will drop and it will break. He's not talking about that. In the mind, to be attached to my possessions like this. Why? Because being attached to this, to my possessions, relationships, wealth like this entails stains, entails defects, faults, entails violence. Therefore, I will not do that. So the commentator explains further. So what kind of a stain is there in getting something in our hands? So what he says is, number one, the process of getting something or someone. So let us put it as thing. The effort that goes into getting something, then the fear out of which we guard it, that it is mine, and the sadness that happens when that thing gets broken, taken away, given away, leaves and goes away. In all these three phases of that thing passing through our life, in all these three phases, we face pain, we face attachment, we face greed, we face jealousy, we put in our effort, we disturb our mind. We first have to do something to get so much of money to get that. Now I've got that jewelry. Now this jewelry I must protect. Nobody should take it. Somebody is jealous of me. I have to do this, that. I have to keep it. And then suppose this jewelry is lost or stolen or taken away, or I have to sell it off to pay my bills. When it is gone, in all these three stages, there is pain. There is stain. Stain of what? Stain of attachment, stain of greed, stain of possessiveness. All these stains are like bus bar that run through all the three stages of a thing or a person or a relationship or a position passing through our lives. Am I clear till here? Is it, or am I too complicated? It's okay. Perfect. Perfectly fine. So these are the stains. Okay. And how is violence embedded in it? So I always refer to him as my ancestor, Vachaspati Mishra. He was a great commentator on all the major texts of Indic wisdom tradition, including the Yoga Sutra. He is one of the principal commentators. He was about 1,000 years ago. He was born almost 1500 years after Sage Patanjali, and 1,000 years, 1100 years before before us. He comments there and he says that anything that comes to you, anything that comes to you, has violence embedded in it. We have seen it already. Suppose this is a shirt. I have to wear a shirt, no doubt about it. It cannot be that because of that I won't wear it. But I need to understand that even my shirt has a thread of violence woven into it. What kind of violence? Well, number one, the laborers, the tailors who work on it, we are aware how exploited they are across the world. There are no factories who produce shirts in the first world countries because they cannot afford the labor. They are produced in lesser developing economies like India or Bangladesh or Vietnam, or even China, where laborers are paid pittance. All the money is made by the brand or the businessman. The laborers are not paid that. That's a form of violence, and it is a truth. Not only that, still there could be so much of pain. Somebody has put it on his head and put it on the truck, loaded it, offloaded the clothes. Not only that, this dye, this color that has gone into this color, when the rayon would be colored, when the filaments would be colored by this dye, all of that waste goes into earth. Yeah, some people process it, some conscious companies process it. Most companies want to save that money and they simply dig a well. I am conscious and aware of such companies. They simply dig a well and dump all of that in the water. And all of us then begin to drink that water, contributes to diseases, you can imagine what. So, or there are trees being felled or whatever. So whatever product, I publish a book, one book maybe half a tree, or I don't know how much, how many trees would have been felled to get 1,000 copies of these printed. I don't know. So there is always violence in it, and there is always fault, defects, stains inbuilt in an object that is reaching to me. So I must be very conscious that I must not use or obtain objects which are more than my need. So I must look at my needs. Many of us have many clothes, many winter clothes. Sometimes we don't even use them, and we still have them. And then more people give us on our birthdays and gifts, and that keeps coming in, and we keep hoarding, hoarding, hoarding. This is also a form of violence, whereas we have hoarded so many winter clothes, and there are people dying of winter waves in India, certainly. Other parts of the world, people are dying of cold weather, just as today people are dying of hot weather in Europe. And we may think, what have we done? We have done. Right now, my AC is running. It is contributing to global warming. What do I do? But whatever is least possible, let us bring that in, and let us not be attached and hoard a lot. This includes the sense of I, the sense of I. We hoard, we gather the sense of I a lot. We make it full. We look for awards, rewards. We look for recognition, validation, and we feed it. We feed that. Similarly, information, we hoard it. We gather that information, whether we need it or we don't need it. We just load it all up. And then that information is so disturbing. Every day you will get some disturbing information or the other that rattles the mind. Now, I will say in a way that Yoga Sutra is very objective. It's you can call it, it's a textbook of yoga psychology. It's very, very objective and rational, and it doesn't give an emotional or an ideological kind of a view on anything. What it says is that if you go on hoarding, your mind will be rattled like that. The more you hoard, the more your mind is shaking like that about the things, about the people, about the positions, about the stuff that you're hoarding. Your mind will be shaking like that. But the goal of yoga is to keep your mind still like that. So if your goal is to still it, then you have to work towards stilling the mind and not work towards making your mind like this. This will not lead to yoga. So therefore, it says that if you are, uh, also the sense of doership, it comes from the ego. I am the doer. This sense is also part of it. I am the doer. I am the enjoyer of whatever fruits I have. I've got all this. I've given a class to 100 people. They're all clapping and they're all coming and saying, wow, what a great class it was. And I am the enjoyer of that class. I am the doer. I am the enjoyer. These are also part of sense hoarding. And the other thing is, this non-hoarding must emerge out of your personal seeing of the faults of hoarding. If you are yourself not convinced about the faults of hoarding, but you are not receiving gifts or not hoarding just to show others, just as a hypocrisy, or just because it is written here, therefore, okay, I will not hoard, then it will not be counted as aparigraha. Aparigraha, the practice, the yama of aparigraha is so subtle that only and only if you have seen the fault and understood, realized the faults in your heart about the stains and defects and faults of and the violence inbuilt in any form of holding, any extra pen, any extra paper, any extra book, and then you are not holding it, that is when you are practicing aparigraha. And therefore, in one way, aparigraha becomes, so aparigraha is the last ladder of, you can say, of the yama. It is the fifth. But it then becomes the first ladder to Sharnagati, Emma's hermitage, Sharnagati. It is the first ladder to surrender when you don't hoard. Because when you hoard, you are hoarding out of fear also. So when you don't hoard, you are given up on fear. That means you are trusting that divine mind, that divine presence, that divine consciousness, that divine being, our own, very own Hanumanji, Shiva, or whatever name we call him, for him to take care of us in all his abundance. Our abundance will not reduce just because we are not hoarding. We will never want like that. So that is one thing. Therefore, first of all, to draw out a list of items or list of our needs and desires. Desires, keep it in abeyance. Needs, look at it very closely. What are the needs? Try to get them around and try to reduce those needs. Suppose you think, Hitesh may think he goes to work every day, he has to wear new clothes and all. So you may say, I need 10 shirts and 10 pants, suppose trousers. Very slowly, he should begin to reduce it. Reduction in the needs, not increasing it. So first of all, to get a hang on our needs and then reduce it, and then aim to fulfill those needs. And if we have more than that, more than what we need, we should learn to give it away. Greed and covetedness. There is an old English word. I'm sure, Emma, you would have heard it. It's an old, and Akshay is very young. He would not have heard it. It's a word not in use, not in daily use these days. Covetedness, covetness, to covet, covet, coveting. It's drooling over objects of desires. May I get that? May I get that? Greed is another level, and out of enhanced, intensified greed, covetedness. This has to be put a big cross, and as a practice point to take our vision beyond our selfish greeds or needs, to take it beyond that, to realize that my woolens can save a life this winter. Let me go and give it away. I need 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 sweaters. Suppose I have 20, then 10 at least I should give away. This one. And then to be able to see the fault in just hoarding and filling up stuff. Then to cultivate universal consciousness. Then to cultivate a sense of being a giver rather than being merely a taker. This is an important sense, to be able to let go, to be able to give. That is where it will connect to seva bhav, service, the feeling or sentiment of selfless service. This is very important. And lastly, a sense of deep, deep, deep gratitude. That deep gratitude will instill a sense of enoughness in us. Gratitude will come at many, many places. It helps all through. It runs as a thread. So deep sense of gratitude for each and everything that we have, and even those things that we don't have, to be grateful for that. But God, it is your will. It is your will. I'm sure you know best why I don't have that. You're protecting me from something like that, to have that sense of gratitude. So these are some practice points. And then a question arises. So what is the benefit? Because these are our days. We live in times, even today and 2,500 years ago also. Human mind always does things for a benefit. So what is the benefit? Benefit of Aparigraha. What is the benefit of Aparigraha? Well, our minds will get cleansed, our karma, our karmic impressions will get cleansed, the other side of the petal will get cleansed, this side of the petal will begin to bloom. It is one of our petals. Thank you. Very good. But I'm not, when will it bloom? Whatever, I'm not convinced. What is my direct benefit? Petals can bloom by other things also. Suppose I don't want to bloom my petal of Aparigraha, then what will happen? What will I miss out on my spiritual journey? Can you believe it, Emma? 2,500 years ago, Sage Patanjali anticipates this question, and he gives an answer which we need to grasp at a very subtle state. His answer is, it's in Yoga Sutra, Sadhan Pad, that means part 2. The sutra is sutra number 39, 239, Yoga Sutra. What does it say? That if one practices and is established in Aparigraha, in the sentiment, in the space of Aparigraha, if one is established, then what shall happen? He shall know the story of her birth. So what is the story of our birth? Who am I? Why am I here? Who are these people in my life? What are they doing in my life? What is my karmic journey? Where am I headed? This is the story of my life. After all, my life story cannot be, I'm here to produce children and to feed them and to feed myself, then one day grow old and die. I'm here to eat and stuff myself and gather a lot of stuff in my house and build a house and get a car and be afraid if it is stolen away, and then sleep and enjoy, and then also mate to have more children. This is not the story of my life. What is the particular story of my life will be revealed only to those who practice Aparigraha. Isn't it so disjoint, Emma? Aparigraha, I could never think that it could lead to this fruit. This is the Faladesh of practice of Aparigraha. Intensely letting go, being in a giver mode, will one day reveal to us our purpose. Who am I? This question will be, why was I born? Why did I take birth in the first place? Who are others who came along and have got into my life? Why? Who are they? What purpose they have in my life and I in their lives? All of this, as if in a flash of a light, reveal themselves to one who is established in Aparigraha. So with this, I will pause. It was a quick fire because we are all very sharp people here. We already know it. We are aware this is also simple. So I just quickly narrated the summary or the outline or whatever. And I will pause here to any questions or thoughts that you may have. Akshay, you may have something, or Hitesh Babu, if you have any questions about our parigraha.
I do have a question regarding relationships. So I understand, of course, non-attachment in relationships. That is when real love is there. But when you're with someone that says, non-attachment, but that means you don't love me, it's very difficult then to explain to them what non-attachment really is. So how would you describe that kind of
Yes.
love with a
You are absolutely on dot, and it is what we face, all of us face in our lives. First thing, be clear in your mind. All of these things that we are talking about, yam, niyam, all of that, they are not universal principles and values. Not. They are applicable only and only to those people who have chosen an inner journey, who have chosen to cleanse the mirror of their mind, and they have chosen the path of yoga. They have chosen the Shripat. There could be other paths. I'm not aware. There could be a path of magic in which you choose to do an inner journey, and in comes a big guru with a beard and an orange robe. He says, boom, and you have got Shakti path, and you're already enlightened, and all your petals are blooming, your Kundalini is awake, you are done. I do not know of that. But only if you have chosen a path of very simple scientific progression of Raj Yoga, of the path propounded by Maharshi Patanjali. Of course, you cannot follow all people. You can follow one person. So in this case, we are following Maharshi Patanjali. We are following Maharshi Vyas. Sage Vyas says Patanjali. And our Guru tradition, as we have received it in an unbroken tradition of 5,000 years. And there, in this time in Living Hanuman Volume 2, when I publish that, I'm going to name, by name, I'm going to name all our gurus in succession, going back to 3,000, 5,000 years. I'll name them. So you will see that that wisdom is coming. There is a trail. It is coming in a chain, and we are following that. So those who are following the path of yoga, those who are following the path of Bhagavad Gita, the path of yoga, and those before that have committed themselves for an inner journey. Only to them this is applicable. Get that clarity? So all the other people, you don't have to even share this with them. Are you with me? You don't have to tell them that love is attachment and love is unconditional. Stop talking about that. It makes no sense if that person is not on that path. Most people in the world are not on that path. Most people in the world are here to enjoy the world, live a good life, have a loving relationship. And for them, the love means both of them, each other, love one another, possess one another. If something goes wrong, then beat one another, throw each other out, then get another partner, then start again, have hope, have failures. That's their story. Thank you. Live your story. Enjoy your life. It's your life. Until a person turns around and say, Emma, I want to do this inner journey. I want to cleanse the mirror of my mind. I have faith in the path of yoga, in the path of Ashtanga Raj Yoga. I have faith in it. You can say, let me give you a small brief about the path. You can give them a brief. Do you feel you feel you want to walk on this path? Does it excite you? Ahimsa and all of that, truth and all this. Yes, it excites me, but I'm sorry, I'm not in that place right now. But I would very much want to become more authentic, more truthful. I want to do this inner journey. Then to them, Emma, you will talk to them about unconditional love. You'll talk to them about non-attachment, aparigraha, truth, all of that. It's for us on this path. I do not think if there is anybody else around who speaks saying that ahimsa, non-violence, truth are not universal principles. No one is speaking that. They are not. Why should we speak a lie? They are not universal principles. People speak lies, they pretend, and they're perfectly fine in that. They need to pretend in a relationship. Sometimes you hate your partner, but because you can't get out of the relationship, you have to pretend you love him or love her for some time, or maybe hoping that he turns around. All life is a complex story. We cannot judge anybody who is speaking a lie, pretending, stealing. That is the only thing that is probably he's capable of doing. Go to chat gpt, write a speech, take it out and speak as if it is your own. Do some research, put 10 words from different masters, put them together, publish a book, say it is my book. All these stealing people do. So the fact is that, but then we don't need to judge them. We cannot say they are bad people. They are perfect people. In this perfect world, they are the people who are chopping trees, who are burning trees. Just am I and Hitesh, you certainly know Rishikesh. Between Rishikesh and the place I live, there is this beautiful journey through the forest. You might have seen that, Emma. One time going to the airport, we go via the forest to Rishikesh. When you used to go to the Gangaji, to Sonia ji's house and come back, we go through a path which is forest. Elephants live there, all that. You know what? 3,500 trees approved by the government to be chopped out. 3,500. These trees are thousands of years old. Fat, big, thick trees. But what do I say? I say perfect. The government is perfect. Cutting of trees is perfect. Smoking this whole world is perfect. It is all correct in their story. They are in the majority. Today, we are only 3 people in this call, in the group, who wish to be touched by light, whom I call the pilgrims of light. Maybe 80 people, 81 people in the group. Out of that, I, including 3, 4 people, are there. It is not even 10%, 5% people. And that also, 2 are listening. Akshay is at work. He has to also attend to customers who are walking in early in the morning. So this is our condition as far as the inner journey is concerned. And even out of this, who will be picking up and going totally with a parigraha? Only you individually will know. Therefore, people, when they say that attachment and things, they are right. First of all, don't deny that they are wrong. For them, love means feeling good in somebody's presence, and that somebody should make them feel good. And because of that, there will be a love transaction, doing something for the other, getting somebody to do something for me, then holding on to each other like that by the neck, nobody to move. Suppose this man moves his neck and looks at another woman, he is done. Out he goes. Or this woman looks another way and looks at another handsome man. She's finished. There'll be a fight on the beach itself. So you hold each other like that. That is their that is their love. To them, you cannot talk of unattached love, Emma. It's a secret between us. To them, you have to say, I love you. Why do you say that? I'm so attached to you. I'll feel so sad if you're not there. I miss you. But internally, you don't have to miss. That is why those on this path, to one extent, we are inhabitants of two worlds, as Swami Rama used to say. We are of this world, we are of that world. So those practices are internal, inner practices. While living here, that is why the lotus, the symbolism of the lotus, rooted here in the earth, living with all the beings around us in the water, and yet to be practicing aparigraha. That means somebody will come and give you a gift on a birthday. You can't say, I am practicing aparigraha, non-hoarding, I can't take it. No, give it. But then if it is too much, you can't use it. If it is not of your use, give it to somebody who may use it. You don't need to just keep taking all of that and just using it for a day and throwing it all away. Just give it away as new to somebody else who really needs it that way. But does this clarify, Emma, your question?
Yes, it does. It's not easy. I mean, it's not easy, as you say, to live from an open heart with these spiritual values, and then you have to be in the world where people are not like that. And
Yes.
going through 2 Category 5 hurricanes and losing everything, to me, was a blessing, because I didn't have to worry about anything anymore. So I do understand the possessions can possess you. And now, 9 years later, I see all the things starting to build up around me, and yeah, it's very much chittavritti nirodha, how to keep our minds rippleless, and you can't when you've got lots of stuff. It's just not possible. So yoga teaches me the balance between it all, and like you say, it's not black and white. You must. This is why I find the yamas and niyamas so fascinating, because it can never be. It's becomes so subtle. We have to be aware of the other, not to hurt their feelings, but not to hurt ours as well. So this is why I'm so thankful to you for being here and giving us this guidance, because it's so helpful. It helps me to stay rooted in it, but it also helps me to understand the other and be compassionate. So thank you for taking the time, especially in English, for me to grasp it. So thank you.
Thank you. This is for receiving it in this way. And all the knowledge that we are sharing is meant only to help us to live in this world. See, those people who are ignorant, I will call it, just for the moment, not with a sense of looking down upon them, just saying that they're ignorant of this side of life and who are busy living their lives the way they live in their normal day-to-day life. They don't care. They don't have to think about violence or not violence. If they feel bad, they will just give you a mouthful. If they feel like they will just steal something and go away and they will feel proud that they got something for free. If they have to speak a lie, white lie, and get some money out of some place, they'll be so happy that, look, I posed as a refugee and I got that paper done, and I'm getting $500 every month for free from my government. It pays my bills. Though they are not a refugee, but they got a paper. All these stealing, for them, it is normal and part of their life, and we have nothing to do to look down upon that. Just that our journey is inward. from selfie to the self. That's our journey. Their journey is from selfie to the other selfies. Their journey is outward. So, and that is the majority. As we know, 95%, let us say, are in that journey. This journey, not. So, therefore, you are right. It becomes very difficult to live with these values, practice them, and therefore you don't have to retire. You are in a very more protected environment. You're not in the middle of really a nasty neighborhood or things, or going to work at a cutthroat place like Hitesh or Akshay might be doing. But you will find that as it grows, you will be facing the same challenges with your neighbors, even if they're far, or with the government or with the people. You will face the same challenges, but because of your prarabdha, you may have little better environment to practice. And all of us, because of our prarabdhas, we are still struggling with the environment, but the principles will remain the same. But the big thing that I'm wanting to impress is, let us all together, all of us, not think that they are doing something wrong or bad. Just remember, they are doing something different. Their story is different. That's all. Hi, Hitesh Babu, you want to say something?
Guruji, people who are on the spiritual path and who are also living the normal working lives, they, I've seen them closely, they are able to a large extent manage the inner journey and the outer work journey together. I've seen some people doing that who are on the spiritual
Absolutely.
path. Otherwise, people who are normal, they don't get into that. But people who are to the spiritual path, they're able to manage that.
Yes, you are right. Absolutely. Absolutely. All these principles are meant for how will we deal with others. Ahimsa. How do we have to be so non-violent towards others? And non-violence will include respecting them in whatever they're doing. Suppose they're doing something bad, then the game, the total sum total of the game, they will be caught, grabbed, given a punishment if they are doing that bad. But if the officer is corrupt and they get, these are all part of the story. Doesn't matter. Ultimately, Earth is a very small speck in the whole scheme of galaxies. And on that, our life is very momentary. We must just know how to practice. When we practice all this, we will enter, we will get through the bindu. In the Sri Chakra is the dot. We'll be able to arrive into that dot and cross over. We'll go to the dot and we'll cross over. Our game is that we are busy. For them, we are idiots. All those people, they will think what kind of fools they are. What are they talking, and what is there to discuss? Especially for young people like Hiteshji, you or Akshay, you are so much young. Your friends will say, "What is there? Every Saturday you listen to what?"
Guruji,
Because
I'm not so young anymore now.
I
But
know, I know. But you, compared to me, I am sitting in front of you, so I'm oldest here. Akshay Babu, are you liking it? Is it now more clear than the Hindi class?
Yes.
Yes, very nice, very nice. You're muted, Akshay. You got muted. No problem. No problem.
Yeah, my question is like, uh, I understand Hindi too and English as well, but
Yes.
sometimes possibly because in the situation I am right now, like I have a 24-hour business and I'm
Yes.
only running with 4 or 5 people. So
Yeah.
that is what hanging me right now. But as as from our personal chat, like you said, I must try to work hard and build the wealth.
Yes,
How should I
absolutely.
connect this with today's session? Like I was,
Huh.
yeah,
So when you build wealth,
yes,
as a yogi, I will call you a yogi because you're on the yoga path. Huh? So
yes,
as a yogi, when you build wealth, you will build remember, it is not you building the wealth. You are building, your company is building that wealth. The
Yes.
job of the company is to build wealth. You are only working
Yes.
there. And
Yes.
right now, you are building the wealth first in the first step to fulfill your needs. Look at
Yes.
this. Those needs are legitimate needs. You need a
Yes.
house, you need a car, you need a certain bank balance to be able to
Yes.
survive. You will grow older, you need a pension. All this you have to do.
Yes.
You'll be married, you'll get children. You have to take care of all of that. So wealth
Yes.
is needed.
Yes.
Okay. Try to understand, if you understand Hindi, Bapu says, धन को महत्व दो, ममत्व मत रखो. You're from Gujarat, you will understand
Yes.
Murari Bapu, you must have heard his name. He's saying, धन को महत्व दो, ममत्व मत रखो. For MI will explain, Bapu says, give importance to the wealth. It is important. You can't move an inch without it. It is very important, but don't. So give importance to it, but don't give your attachment into it. These are two different levels.
Yes.
So, yes, wealth is important. You have to work hard. And within that, you will be creating employment. You see, suppose your
Yes.
goal is to create such a large company which has 1,000 people working there. Then
Yes.
1,000 families, 4,000 people, say each family is of 4 people.
Yes.
4,000 people are feeding and growing and learning, and you have this. So, suppose you have this, the goal is that it should not be out of only a selfish motive that I
Yes.
want so many millions so that I will buy a private plane and then I will fly around the world in it. No, my goal is to create a large organization and I will establish how a conscious organization functions. I want to give to the world an example of a conscious organization, not a dead and an unconscious organization, which is only a money spinning machine. So, see
Yes.
the difference? You are then a yogi businessman.
Yes.
You are a yogi entrepreneur. In fact, next
Yes.
time when I have to introduce you, I will introduce you like that. That here is Akshay Patel. He is a yogi entrepreneur who
Yes.
is building a company which is conscious, which is people conscious. What a
Yes.
great work. This is the service of Ram. So you enjoy your wealth and then you have to enjoy it, but without attachment.
Yes.
That's all. Because the
Yes.
moment attachment comes, what will happen? All the sadness will come with it. Today it is there,
Yes.
tomorrow it is not there. All kinds of confusion will start happening. So
Yes.
without attachment, but all this wealth is given to me by Bhagwan. It is his prasad. I am enjoying it. And the enjoyment also is in the feet of my Bhagwan. Hanumanji, Bhagwan Ram, Jalaram Bapa, whoever you worship at his feet, at the feet of the Guru,
Yes.
all this enjoyment, all these fruits I place. Isn't it? So this is
Yes.
perfect. No problem.
And second one is like, the way we are discussing everything in our sessions, like, we should do the pranayam and all that.
Yes,
So as per my current situation, I hardly get even time to cook for myself.
I
So
know.
I am, what I'm going through is I'm trying to take as much Lord's name as I could.
Yes,
I I
absolutely.
just got I just got my small counter here, and
Yes,
I'm not working with the counts, but like sometimes I'm working in the fast service business, like where is somebody in out, and I'm on the floor all the time. So
yes.
in between the gaps, like if I get a second when I'm waiting for somebody else to come to the counter and I have to serve them, I just say as many rams as I can say. I'm just trying to do
Perfect.
that right now.
Perfect. Only thing is,
Yeah.
add one more thing. Become
Yes.
aware of the flow of your breath. Just
Yes.
become aware and say that name Ram in the breath. समझ गया
Yes.
अक्षय? Like
Yes.
as if the name is flowing in the breath, not in your head.
Yes.
As if name is Ram is happening in the breath.
Yes.
That is one thing. The other
Yes.
thing that you can do as part of pranayam is humming. Just
Humming.
humming. Just this.
Okay.
Other thing that you can do is khechri, taking the tongue backward.
Yeah.
So when you're not talking, you're just picking up stuff and giving somebody. When you
Yes.
remember, just do khechri. And you can do humming also. Nobody listens.
Okay.
Do it gently. Nobody will listen. But you'll be doing pranayam and it will
Yes.
be part of your sadhana. And third, mulbandh. Many times during the day, pulling up your anus tightly up,
Yeah.
squeezing it up, few times while you're standing. Whenever
Okay.
you remember, while cooking, while laying down, while putting stuff somewhere, or while making your bill, a few of the mool bandh, sorry, Ashwini Kriya, and just squeeze the anus and hold it. Mool bandh,
Yes.
just for 30 seconds, 20 seconds, as long as you remember. But doing all of this many times in a day.
Yes.
So humming will be in this area, third eye and this area, also the throat. And Moolbandh will shoot up from Mooladhar up to
Yeah.
the Manipur, and Ram Nam that you're doing will open work on your heart chakra. So your whole Kundalini pathway will
Yes.
always be alive. That's all.
Yes.
As often as you remember, no stress. You're This is exactly what a yogi entrepreneur is.
Yes.
Yes.
And
I'm so
question
happy.
from my, last session we did about the brahmacharya.
Mm.
For that, I am trying to follow, what we basically call as a, like, no fap in English or whatever.
No,
No fap in English or whatever,
no affair. No
yeah,
affair.
no affair,
No.
or
See,
like no sexual activities without
activity.
any
Uh,
intentions, or even I don't know how, like,
No, he
if I can
understood.
say it here.
Guruji ko samajh aa gaya. He understands. He explained it
I
much
understand.
better.
Yeah.
So what I will say is, Akshay, you're a young man. Huh?
Yeah.
You have to enter the sansar.
Yes.
It is not that you're going to become a monk tomorrow. So for
Yes.
you and for others also, celibacy, even on that day I
Yes.
explained, is not preservation of seminal fluid.
Yes.
Celibacy is not merely, brahmacharya
Yes.
is not preservation of cerebral seminal fluid,
Yes.
but brahmacharya is being stationed in a state of Brahman and operating out of that. Brahmacharya is a state of all inclusiveness, a sense
Yes.
of all embracing. It includes ahimsa, satya, all of that, and staying in it, staying in that state, and
Yes.
being regulated. Being, I'll say, what is the meaning of being having regulated intimate moments, intimacy? Regulated. Only you can decide what is the meaning of that. What is your need? How are you doing? Who is your partner? And once you have a partner, a girlfriend, or a wife, then staying true to her.
Yes.
That is, staying true to your life partner is part of brahmacharya. You are following brahmacharya only. It is your
Yes.
grihastha ashram, it is your dharma to have your children and to enjoy pleasures with your wife, with your
Yes.
beloved wife. Huh? So don't have this confusion that it is not brahmacharya, or brahmacharya means stopping all this thing. This is what I want to say.
Yes.
It is a much larger, much subtler thought than
Yes.
simply not having sex. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. How nice. It is so nice that we are few of us and we get to talk to one another like this. I wish you all the best. Today is Ekadashi going on here. It's such a beautiful day. Please take care of yourself, enjoy yourself, and we meet again.
Thank you.
And if there are questions, just drop it in the group. Sometimes during the week, some questions come up, just drop it in the group.